and that's okay. Scroll past the filter, skip the noise, find your calm and stay poised. You're not late, you're right on cue. Every fit skill looks good on you. So light it up, get glow through the doubt. Even discount dreams can still work out. We rise, rewind, and do it again. Off-brand hearts still find their zen. Make it worth the wilderness. Take your time. Even chaos can fall in line. Make it worth your wilderness. Make it yours. We're all just healing in synth-wave chords.
The 1% mindset is occupied by those who get results, stay focused, and simply think differently than everyone else. Welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness. Tonight, we're breaking down what separates the high performers from the I'll get it done eventually mindset. We're going to talk about how mindset beats motivation and how a few intentional habits can change everything. So grab your daily journal and your favorite Maya Angelou poem. Welcome to Wellness. Welcome back, my wellness warriors, my self-care connoisseurs, my off-brand VIPs. We've got another fun show for you this evening. Super excited to have y'all back. This is your first time with us. You can find us live every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then you can also find us on the weekends for our After Dark episodes on either Fridays or Saturdays, same time, same place, on YouTube at Bargain Brand Wellness, or over here on TikTok at Off-Brand Tim. We're over here having a good time. We're having fun. We're slowly building. We're slowly working our way up. If you like what you're seeing, click that like, share, subscribe, or follow button. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a colleague, tell your worst enemy. You never know, you might actually make a friend. We are partnered with Dude Wipes. Super excited for our first sponsorship there. We're going to keep giving out great content, make our first sponsor, our first partner proud as we keep doing what we're doing. If you want to become a wellness warrior, click the link there in the description and head on over to Patreon, where you can become a wellness warrior for free. It doesn't cost you anything. But joining in the Patreon, get your name thrown in the wellness jar or bowl when we do our free merch giveaway, which we're actually going to be doing a free merch giveaway here in a little bit. See which one of our wellness warriors wins one of our flagship Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirts. So you can find those on sale as well. You can find the link over on YouTube link, or you can, if you click on Patreon, takes you over there. You can also find the link to get any of our merch. We have our Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt, and then we also have our holiday shirt, our Merry Fitmas shirt, because wellness doesn't take a holiday. We're going to be selling these throughout the holidays. Get it while you can. Super excited about the way that shirt turned out. And I will tell you, the sweater is very, very comfortable. It's $25 plus shipping and handling. I tried to keep them as cheap as I possibly could. I think for every sale, I'm really making about $1 on them, but I'm okay with that. I just want to see people buying them. We've sold a couple already. And then all the t-shirts, you can get that in the t-shirt form as well. They are $15 plus shipping and handling. So go ahead and get them while you can. If you like what you're seeing over here, we also have our very own Christmas album available on all major streaming platforms. A Bargain Brand Wellness Christmas, 8 tracks, 6 originals, 2 remakes or rebrands of popular songs, go check it out. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, or once again, any other streaming platform. So head on over there, check it out. I'm super excited with the way it turned out. Super excited. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the show, which we are looking to get more guests on the show, we typically do those on our After Dark episodes. But if you reach out to me and say, you know what, Tim, I'd love to be a guest on your show, but the weekends really don't work out for me, but Mondays or Wednesdays would be great, we will make it work. We will make it work if you want to be on the show. Basically, we're just talking about anything and everything wellness on here. So, let me know what you want to talk about. Same thing, you can find the link to for our pseudo guest application. And it's really just a way for me to get your contact information. It's not like I'm rifling through these applications to see who I'm going to pick. If you reach out to me, we will bring you on the show. So you can find that link in the YouTube description, or same thing, if you head over to Patreon, you can find the link over there as well. So super excited. We're slowly growing. As I mentioned before, this week I'm going to be uploading some of the other songs that we've made right here on this channel. I'm going to be uploading those to all major streaming platforms. I haven't done it today, but I'll probably be doing it sometime this week. So you can look forward to those in the very near future as well. Some of the songs turned out really well. I'm pleased with what we came up with, the prompts we generated. The songs that we create on here are created through AI over on Singify. I pay for extra credits so we can get the best quality music that we can. And we kind of base it off of the topic of what we're talking about, plus other kind of conversations we have here in chat. We've come up with some pretty good songs, some pretty funny ones, but some pretty good ones as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kind of get into our first video. We'll give some of our wellness warriors a chance to hop on in here. But before they do that, we're going to watch part of our video that we're looking at today, which is talking about the 1% mindset. Let's kind of watch this intro here.
Scrolling on their phone.
And
I want you to understand that high performers
three times
aren't
now.
smarter. They're not born different than everybody else. They just refuse to think and act like the average person, even when it's hard. And so in this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to rewire your mindset and your life to actually think and act like a high performer. And so this episode is going to give you the exact mental blueprints that high performers use to separate themselves from everybody else that's out there. So,
all right, and this is from the Mindset Mentor podcast. Relatively successful podcast, 647,000 subscribers. My live is not eligible for recommendations, restricted in search because it redirects users to purchase products outside TikTok. What is that? Because I mentioned going over and buying my shirts? I can promise you that is not the first time I've mentioned that. I guess they were listening today, huh? Well, we'll see how many people still pop in. All right, let's, what are we looking at? We're looking at, because we're breaking this down. We're not looking at this whole video. It's about 60 minutes long, but same thing. This description will be, or the link for this whole video will be in the YouTube description. So we're starting with a normal mindset versus a high performer.
People say stuff like, oh, I'll try. A high performer mindset is like, I'm going to figure it out no matter what. A normal mindset, those types of people will be like, oh, I'll wait till I feel ready, or, I'm gonna wait for inspiration to come through. A high performer will act in the face of fear, will act in the face of their limiting beliefs, will take action regardless of how they feel. A normal mindset is just like, they want change, they want a better life, but they don't want to do anything in order to create that life. A high performance mindset, they just decide they will not give up until change that they want in their life has happened. Normal mindset, they might sit down and they might write down goals and kind of be like, oh, it'd be really nice to achieve this goal this year. But like a high performance mindset, they develop systems in their life to make taking action easier. And then a normal person, normal mindset will blame their circumstances. But a high performance mindset owns everything. They blame everything on themselves. So high performers don't make decisions based off of comfort. They make them off.
Okay. All right. So what we're talking about here, the kind of three main points from what he's talking about in this video. People say the word try like it's a strategy, but in all honesty, it's really kind of just socially acceptable hesitation. If you think about it, high performers don't try. They troubleshoot. They figure it out. They treat obstacles like puzzles, not excuses. In fact, it actually reminds me of a saying by the wise Master Yoda. There is no try. There is only do or do not. Pretty smart if you think about it. The second main point from this is that if we only ever acted when we felt confident, half of us wouldn't do anything. Half of us wouldn't even pull out of the driveway to go do that thing. High performers move even when they're scared, when they're unsure, or if it might get a little bit messy, because they understand that readiness is a byproduct of action, not a requirement. And then kind of the third point of this portion is that a normal mindset wants change without changing anything. A high performer upgrades the operating system. They make decisions based on commitment, not convenience. So here's kind of a self-reflection question for you. Where in your life do you ever hear yourself saying, I'll try? And what would happen if you replaced it with, I'll figure it out? Think about those moments to yourselves. They probably happen more frequently than you care to admit. All right. We'll jump back into that video or portions of that video here in a little bit. But as I mentioned, it'll be linked in the description over on YouTube. So welcome back. We're getting ready to spin the wheel of wellness here in a moment. Before we do that, let's kind of recap on our returning wellness warriors of the day over on YouTube to finish out the month of November. My mom, she pulls in her, how many was it? 9? Ninth wellness warrior of the day badge. Everyone give her a round of applause. And unfortunately on Saturday, we were pretty quiet on TikTok. We didn't have anybody. Nobody earned the badge over there. Womp, womp, womp. Unfortunately, that's sad. But nonetheless, we do have plenty of people who did earn throughout the month. So we're going to be doing our monthly merch giveaway here in just a little bit. Here in about 15-ish minutes, about 8:30, we're going to be giving it away and see who wins the next Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt. Super excited for that. Super excited. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get a spin on the Wheel of Wellness. See what we're going to get into tonight. All right, there we go. Let's see what we're getting into first over here. Spin the Wheel of Wellness. All right, we're starting with Contexto. There's a fun game we always like to play. Contexto. Fun. Y'all know the drill. Contexto, we're just guessing words. We have no idea what the category is. I always start off with my usual dog, fish, house. And ain't neither of them even close today. So throw your words there in chat. See if you can help us figure out what today's secret Contexto word is. I'm gonna go holy hole. Listen, if you're new here, we had a string of words that were that felt like they were very religious related. So I always like to throw at least one out there. I threw holy out there, and holy puts us at 16. We're at 16 within 4 guesses. I'll be honest, sometimes I don't even like being that close to start off, because then it still feels like it takes us another 50 guesses just to get it. All right. Bible, church, miracle, pasture, no, church, holy, cross, Festive. No. Church, holy, water. Pray. Praise 47. Hymn. Pray, church, holy. Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Angel. Pew, pew, pew. Angel pray. I did him already. Angel pray, church, holy. And holy 16. Religious? Religious is 21. Covenant. No, not covenant. Religious, holy. Praise. Nope, not praise. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. We go so many directions here. I don't even really know. Heaven. No. Angel, pray, church, religious, holy, bless. Bless. Ooh, I felt good about bless it for a second. Church, religious, holy. I mean, let's try God. Disciple. Prophet. Oh shoot, there's a word I'm thinking missed out on the tip of my tongue. Advent. I was thinking I wanted to advocate, but I was like, no, it's not advocate. Advent. That wasn't even close anyway. Mother. Mother's 24. Father. Mother, religious, birth. Baptism. See, like I said, this is why sometimes I don't like getting this close. All right, we're almost up to 30 guesses and we haven't gotten any close. We've gotten a couple more greens, but we haven't gotten any closer. Jesus. Jesus 99. I said birth. Baby. Baby. Nope, not a baby. Manger. Crib. No, crib's not even close. Pray, church, mother, religious, holy. What the heck is this? Good. Righteous. Ooh, that's a good word. Righteous. Not today, it's not, but nativity. I started reading that Mom, I started reading that nativity book. I told you I'm gonna read it there's 25 chapters, so I'm gonna read it one chapter per day. I know they're not very long. I probably read the whole thing in like a couple days, but I'm gonna do kind of gives me a little bit of a challenge or something to do over the holidays. Then, nope, we're not sinful today. Forgive. Let's go the other way. No, we're not forgiven today. We'll get up to guess 50 before we get a hint. I hate getting hints, especially when we got to 16 so early. Salvation is a good one. I like that one. Let be salvation. No, we're not saved. We're not saved today. Choir. Sing. Acolyte. Candle. Holy bread. Wine. I think I put pasture already. Yeah, I already did pasture. Let's do priest. Priest is 4. See, this I don't like though. How is pasture 316, which I guess that a while ago, but priest is 4. Priest is 4. And father was 63. I mean, I know there's a difference between them all. I don't know exactly what is the difference. That's actually a good learning lesson. What's the difference between a pastor, a preacher, a priest? Preacher. Father. We already did father. Priest. So, pasture, help me understand. Pasture's 316, preacher's 121, and priest is 4. Reverend, what's a reverend? Nope, not a reverend. So priest, and I mean, is it something more fantasy with it, like wizard or witch? Witch is 22. Cleric. That was from Dungeons and Dragons. Sorcerer. You spelled sorcerer. I don't think I spelled it right. Nope, not sorcerer. It's got to be something religious, but we're on 4. And I was getting ready to do a guess, but then we got priest. Sermon. Preach. Let's get one more and then we'll get a hint. I don't even lead. I don't even know. I don't know what else to get. Let's get a hint. Monk. Monk is 2. What is another name for a monk? Savior. No. What is I'm sure I've probably heard of it. Archpriest. Isn't there something in this archpriest? Yeah. Nope. Cardinal. I don't know all the difference. But a monk. I mean, a monk is not Catholic. A monk is like Buddhist, isn't it? Bishop. Bishop's 32. What's another word for a monk? Isn't it Buddha? Buddhism. Isn't that how you spell Buddhism? How you spell Buddha? I could swear that's how you spell it. Buddha, B-U-D-H-A. Yeah. Abbot. I've heard of Abbot. Abbott's 44. So we're getting close. Friar. Yeah, so we're on the right path, but it's something related to like Buddhism, I guess. Like, what's another name for a monk? I hate to Google it, but I honestly don't know. Like, when I think like a monk, I think like the Tibetan monks, like the ones who don't even like they don't talk. I did brother. No, we didn't do brother. How do you spell celibate? I'm just gonna say how. I think I spelled it right. No, 41. I hate to use Google. I really do. I feel like that's kind of cheating in a way. If y'all use Google, that's what. Of course, I guess that's how's that any different than getting a hint. It's another word for monk. Monk is 2. But I don't know what's another term for monk. I'm sure I've probably heard it before, but I don't know. Let's see what we got over here. Synonym for monk. Maybe we just do another word for monk. I know that's recluse. Recluse. Nope. They gave all the same one you mentioned. Novice. I don't know what an obiate is. Yeah. Or oblate. Oblate. Postulant. What the heck's a postulant? Okay. Hermit. Okay. You're getting deep into some words over there, Mom. Deacons. Pope. Minister. Yeah, let's get another hint. It's not going to give us the one. It'll give us like number 3. Convent. Like none. None. I didn't do none. Missionary. That's the word I was thinking. Missionary. That's not a monk, but I was thinking missionary. The answer was none. N-U-N. I thought sister earlier. But here's the thing. If I had said sister, wouldn't you think sister would be like high up? Like, wouldn't sister be number 2? How is monk number 2? Help me out with that one. Oh, shoot. All right. All right. It's about time. I say we go ahead and do our drawing for our merch. Let's use the overhead camera so y'all can see. The bold is not, it's a lot fuller than it looks. All my wellness warriors, they have a name in here. Their name in here for each time that they won wellness warrior of the day. And then they also have everyone who is a Patreon, who's a wellness warrior over there, also has their name thrown in there. So maybe I need to make the papers a little bit bigger because it does look kind of small. So we're going to draw the name, and whoever's the winner will get a Make It With Your Wellness t-shirts. All right, let's mix. I mixed these up really good earlier. Give it another little mix up. And we're going to draw. And we're going to go with this one. Who do we got here? Boom! We've got, I don't know if you can see that one. Let me hold it in front of this camera. We've got Miss Linda Marine. So happens to be on stream tonight. Congratulations, Mom. You won yourself a Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt. Yeah. I would hope you would have won one. Your name was in there 10 times. What size do you want? I just need to know if I have to order one. I have what size did I order? I don't think I ordered 2. I think I have extra large, large, and medium. Because I happened to order a bunch. Yeah, I got some larges, some mediums, and some extra large. Let me know what size you are. And I will say the shirts are pretty comfortable too. They're very good quality considering they're not super expensive shirts. The only thing that kind of raises the price up, extra large. All right, got you. The only thing that kind of raises the price up a little bit is all the, shipping and handling on them. So, but anyway, yeah. So there's our wellness Word of the Day merch drawing. We're going to be doing some additional drawings here in the future. Every month, the beginning of the month, we'll be doing drawings for our wellness warriors. We're going to be giving away more than just merch giveaways though, because we're going to be generating additional merch. We're talking like mouse pads, coffee cups, keychains, pins, things of that nature. But we're going to be giving away like health and wellness products as well. Hopefully, preferably donated ones. but we're going to be giving away some like health and wellness products in the future as well. So if you're interested in kind of winning some free prizes, head on over to Patreon, become a wellness warrior, and then make sure you're also kind of joining a couple times per month and see if you can get yourself a wellness warrior badge. I think my mom, she won it 9 times in the month of November. I think she needs a little competition over there. I will tell you, she's pretty competitive. So if you're going to beat her, you're going to have to be on here numerous times. But I will tell you a little bit of a hint. Hint. She usually doesn't make it on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays are really a good chance to win. And then also always on TikTok. Hop over on TikTok and join over there. It's kind of crapshoot who's able to make it and when they're able to make it. You never know. You might win a Wellness Warrior of the Day badge. And with that being said, yes, I am. Let's go ahead and get another spin on the wheel of wellness. See what we're getting into next. All right, we're getting into a Wellness Warrior reset. We're going to do a little bit of a mindfulness moment here. So get yourself in a comfortable position. Get calm. We're going to get into this thing. So I want you to take a slow breath in. And then let it out just a little slower than you normally would. Settle into the moment. Like you're stepping out of the noise and back into your own lane. Right now, I want you to let go of the idea that you have to overhaul your whole life at once. High performers don't grow by force. They grow by choosing one small thing and doing it on purpose. So think of one shift you can make right now. Not a giant leap, not an entire personality update, just one small intentional step that says, I'm leading myself. I'm guiding myself. Now let your shoulders drop. Feel the weight of trying to be everything to everyone fall off, even if for just a second. Come back to the version of you that's trying to rise, not perfectly, not instantly, but steadily. Breathe in the possibility of who you would become. Breathe out the stories they say you can't. And as you step back into this episode, remember, you don't need a new life. You just need new direction. One thought, one choice, one habit at a time. You're a wellness warrior, and you're allowed to move like it. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. All right. We're over here having fun tonight. Remember, like, share, subscribe, or follow. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers. Tell that one person you can't stand. You never know. You might actually turn them into one of your best friends. Let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. All right. See, I'd remove this one since session is no longer up, so we're gonna spin again. I'm gonna have to save it again. I renamed that one Bargain Bin Boombox, but for whatever reason that one's still on there. And looks like we're playing Monkey's Paw. Monkey's Paw. Nova and myself over here enjoying some Nova's Paw. Yeah, Nova's Paw. Monkey's Paw. All right, Nova, welcome back. How you doing today?
Hey, Tim, doing great and ready to roll. It sounds like we've got a fun, lively night ahead, and I'm all set to keep things upbeat and maybe toss in a few surprises.
I think we do. We're getting ready to play another game of Monkey's Paw, the game where you and I take turns making a wish, and then each of us makes the other person regret ever making that wish. I'm going to start us off first. Since we're talking about high performance and motivation, I wish that motivation was enough. That we lived in a world where if I was motivated, it was enough to just keep me going.
Oh, that's a juicy one. All right, let's twist it up Monkey's Paw style. You get your wish, motivation is like rocket fuel on tap. The catch? Now you're so motivated that you literally can't stop. You're reorganizing your sock drawer at 3 a.m., giving 110% to everything, even things that don't need it. Basically, you're stuck on a never-ending productivity treadmill. So enjoy that supercharged motivation. Just be careful what you wish for.
That was a good one, Nova. Thank you. Yeah, I guess that would get a little old, rearranging the sock drawer at 3 a.m. But hey, sometimes it needs rearranged. In my defense, just saying.
Oh, totally fair. I mean, we've all had those random bursts of must fix everything energy at odd hours. And hey, a perfectly arranged sock drawer might just be a sign of secret 1% greatness. So I'll give you that one.
All right, Nova, it's your turn. Make your wish.
All right, let's have some fun with this. Here's my wish. I wish that every time I needed a great idea, it would just pop into my head instantly, like a magic idea vending machine on demand. So let's see how you'll twist that one.
All right, Nova, you said you wish every time you had a great idea, it just popped in your head, just magically, miraculously, it's just there. Wish granted. Unfortunately, that's the only place it goes. It's stuck in your mind. You're unable to verbalize it, write it down, jot it down, or communicate in any sort of way, whatever your idea is. So best of luck keeping all those great ideas locked away in your brain.
Oh, that is wicked. So basically, I become a genius in my own head, but I'm trapped in an idea vault that no one else can ever access. I love it. It's like being the world's most frustrated mastermind who just can't get the words out. Well played.
Yeah, I guess we're all a little bit of a genius in our own minds. All right, thanks, Nova. We'll probably talk to you again here in a little bit. Let's see. Let's go ahead and hop back over to our video. We're going to jump into the next portion or next chapter we're going to watch, which is about radical ownership.
No more blaming other people. No more, oh, this happened to me. Everything from this moment forward, you've got to make the decision is your responsibility. Like, it might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. If you've never heard that phrase before, like, what happened to you? Your parents, something might have happened to your parents and they might have been abusive, or they weren't as loving as you wanted them to be, or they weren't the type of parents that you want. That's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You have been dealt the cards that you've been dealt. Don't wish that you would have gotten a different life, because you're never going to get a different life. You have to go, this is my life. This is what I've gotten, and I need to work with this. And so it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. So for like example in my own life, it's not my fault that my father was an alcoholic and my parents got divorced when I was 10 and my father passed away from liver failure when I was 15. That's not my fault, but it's my responsibility. It's what I need to do. Like I need to work with that thing. And so you have to learn to drop the victim mentality. Drop the excuses, drop the blaming, stop saying it's other people's faults, whatever it might be. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, I've said this story many times, but the most life-changing conversation in my life was when I had a call with my coach when I was 20 years old. And I was somebody who gave excuses and I showed up late and I didn't hit the assignments and I was just blaming everybody else and all of that. I was like a professional excuse maker. And he's like, hey man, I've got a question for you. If a business succeeds and gets all 1,000 employees to go towards one goal, whose fault is it? And I was like, 1,000 employees, probably the CEO's fault. Okay. And he goes, if a business fails and doesn't hit their goals and goes out of business, whose fault is that? I was like, it's probably the CEO's fault. He goes, okay. If you get to the end of your life and you have all of the joy and the happiness and the love and experiences that you wanted, whose fault would that be? And I was like, probably be my fault. And he goes, if you get to the end of your life and you're on your deathbed and you don't have the life that you wanted, you don't have the love and the joy and the happiness, the experiences and the achievements, whose fault would that be? I was like, that would be my fault. He goes, your problem, Rob, is that you're not living like you're the CEO of your life. You're blaming every single other person and all of the circumstances, and your life will not change until you decide that you're the CEO of your life. And if you get the life that you wanted to, it's your fault. But if you don't get the life that you wanted to, it's your fault.
Interesting point. Interesting point. So kind of what the video is really kind of jumping into here is that basically life deals us unfair hands. That's just the truth of the matter. Life isn't fair. Whether it be trauma, bad parenting, financial setbacks, none of that is your choice. But what you build from it that's on you. The other point behind this is that when something goes wrong, the average mindset is quick to start pointing the finger, asking, who messed this up for me? A high performer asks, what part of this can I control? What can I do next? Not ruminate on whatever the bad thing is that happened. And then number 3, if your life succeeds, you get credit. If it fails, you own the outcome. Most people want CEO level results while living like an unpaid intern. So here's another self-reflection question for you. What's one area of your life where you've been acting like an employee instead of the CEO? I'm sure we all have at least one part where we're not taking ownership. We'll come back to that one here in a little bit. We're going to review 2 more chapters from that. But let's go ahead and get another spin on the wheel of wellness, see what we're getting into next. All right, looks like we're going to play a game of word salad. A fun one. Word salad is one of those that sometimes it can, it feels like it takes forever, and other times feels like we get it really quick. These can be flat. Okay. A ball. Okay. Crystal. Can a crystal be flat? No, wait a minute. Am I spelling? Am I not getting crystal right here? CRYSTAL. But crystal ain't on here. How in the heck are you going to put crystal in the puzzle, but it ain't one of them? I'm spelling it right? CRYSTAL. Nope, not crystal. That's crazy. Okay. What else can be flat? Earth? What a bump. What else can be flat? Plate? No P. Note? Yeah, flat note. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Wait, no, I'm spelling it wrong. That's why. Crust. Flat crust. Really? They ain't giving us nothing. No crystal, no crust. I'm starting not to like this one. Ball, note, fur. Crystal and crust aren't on. That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. Let me do it. CRUST. Nope. What about crustacean? Nope. A base. A base can be flat. Net. Feet. See, how can... Okay. I mean, I've heard of being flat-footed, but how are you not going to give us crust? Come on. I definitely feel like it's a C word, though. Seat. Nope, not seat. What about a flat belly? I don't see that. Neat. That's not how you spell that. These can be flat. What else can be flat? I mean, a seat can be flat, so that was a good guess. That's funny. All 3 of the ones you put up there, actually, crystal, crust, and seat, they're all here and they make sense. Except for crystal. Crystal doesn't really make sense. But none of them were in here. Blast. These are hard. This is a hard one. The other 2 are 7 and 6 letters. And they're in alphabetical order. So what about a flat feast? I'm fairly certain, or at least I thought it began with a C, but what else could it be? Because it has to be CR. There's nothing else. There's no CY or CS words. The only CY word I know is C, and that's a color. But that does fit. I just had to try it. Just had to try it real quick. So it would have to be a CR word. We already did crust. Crute, cruff. No. Crest. Yeah, see, I just tried screen. Good pull. Good pull. Flat screen. Good pull. Good pull. Okay, so that took up that C. So the other one, it's a B then. It is a B word then. Flat ba. Base. Bat. Bats. Whatever it is, it's 7 letters. Flat. Blast. Blaze. Blaster. Blaster. The heck is these? Yeah, I just found blaster. But that definitely doesn't fit. We've never had one where there's actually really long words in here that aren't part of the category. Could it be another BA word? It would have to be BAS or BAT. Fuse? No. All right, so let's brainstorm this one. The B word is it's either going to have to be BAS. Yeah, 7 letters. Base. Or it's going to have to be a BL word. Blah. Battery. Battery fits. What the heck's a flat battery? What's a flat battery? So what the heck is this last one? Sir. Wait a minute. It has to be, or no, I guess it could be an R word. What? Is it S word? No, it can't be a. No, it's got to be a R word. Like a watch battery? That's stupid. That's dumb if that's what that is. What the heck is this one? Ruse. Leif. Refusal? What the heck's a flat refusal? What is that? All right, that was I did not like that one. What the heck is that? A flat refusal. I don't even remember what the last one was. I don't even care. We got in 8 minutes. That was dumb. I didn't like that one. Yeah, that was a hard one. We got it. We got it together. We did that thing. We da bomb. We da bomb.com. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel wellness. Yeah, those definitely didn't make sense. Bam, 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 bam. And we're playing another game. We're going to play some Connections. All right, that's one of our favorite ones. That one and Minute Cryptic are my faves. Connections is a fun one. Y'all seem to like it too. All right, y'all know the drill. We got 16 words, 4 categories, 4 words per category. It's up to us to figure out what we got. Full moon. Here, I'm going to take my glasses off for a second. Full moon, eye contact, orbit, pizza pie, revolution, metamorphosis, pupil, sea change, pea soup, lap, LP, castle, trial, tea leaves, judgment, and circuit. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing is things that are circular or a perfect circle, like pea pie, pizza pie, full moon, a revolution is a circle. I'm pretty sure it's a perfect circle. And a lap. Well, lap's not necessarily a full circle. It can be more of an oval. And contact is a circle. Yeah, eye contact. Pupils also circular. There's a couple things in here that are circular. I definitely feel like full moon, pizza pie. Pretty sure about revolution. Yeah, let's go eye contact because the lap's not actually a circle. It's more of an oval. Like around a track. LP. LP is like an album release. At least that's how I know it. I have no idea what that category is going to be part of. Let's run into this one. No. Oh, and we're not even one off. Okay, we're way off. Okay. Rethink that. Bring it back together. What the heck is sea change? Now, here's one I'm thinking. I'm thinking things that are related to superstitions, like a full moon, werewolf, tea leaves. A circuit is a circular thing. Yeah, but we weren't even one away. A full moon related to werewolves. Tea leaves, isn't that like a witchcraft type thing? Metamorphosis isn't superstitious, but castle, maybe. Pea soup. This is a hard one tonight too. I feel like there's definitely a circle category in here. We weren't even close. The 4 we guessed weren't even. It wasn't even one away. 2 of them might have fit, but. Judgment. Man, okay. So then we got trial, judgment. I don't really see anything else that goes with that. What the heck is sea change? ICPT, what? What the heck is that one, Mom? ICPT. You lost me on that one. Maybe it's letters like pea soup, tea leaves, C change. Okay, I see where you're going. Eye contact. Okay, I got you. It just took me a second. All right, that's a good one. That's the purple. Starting with letter homophones. Sometimes that purple one's a little bit easier to get. ICUP. Okay. I still feel like there's a circle category in here somewhere. I really felt comfortable with pizza pie and full moon because a full moon is a circle. But it could also be like something occurs over life cycle. So revolution, metamorphosis, a circuit, and a lap. Circuit, lap, revolution, orbit. Yeah, I guess things that do move all in a circle. So take metamorphosis out of that. Yep, there you go. Complete turn. Okay. Moon. Orbit. No, orbit's out. What's L? Wow, LP's a record. It's a circular record. Okay. Pizza pie. LP. Full moon. Pupil. Pupils are circles. It's gotta be. We were right on the circle thing. And then that kind of fits in with complete turn. That has to be it. Bam. Circular thing. I knew it. I knew we had a circle category in there. And then trial, metamorphosis, judgment, castle. This is the blue category, so that's the third most difficult. Things with... I don't, things with what? I don't know. I'm curious about this. Things with Kafka words with the. What the heck's a Kafka? All right, we gotta look this one up. What is? Listen, that's why we do this. Even for the ones that kind of irritate us a little bit, we can't say we don't learn anything almost at least every episode. Yeah, I'm searching it up. What is Kafka? What does that mean, Nova? I didn't even pull up her voice mode. No. All right, let me just pull up her voice mode real quick. All right, Nova, we need some help here. We were doing a game of connections, and the category was Kafka works with the, and the is in parentheses. The words that went with it were castle, judgment, metamorphosis, and trial. What does Kafka mean?
I see what's going on here. This is definitely the second Kafka, the author we were just talking about. So in this puzzle, Kafka works with the is basically a hint that we're dealing with famous works by Franz Kafka that all start with the. So here's the quick lowdown: the castle, the judgment, the trial. These are all titles of well-known stories or novels by Kafka. In other words, Kafka in this puzzle is just shorthand for hey, these are books by that guy whose stories are...
So Kafka's an author. Okay. All right, thanks, Nova. I hate when they do that because I wouldn't have known that. I mean, how popular is he? I've never even heard of those books or stories. I feel like I would have heard of the Metamorphosis. Hey, we learned something. We learned something. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. Then we're going to jump back over here to our video. If you're liking what you're seeing, make sure to like, share, subscribe, or follow. All right, we're going to do a quick little Nova roast the host. I'm going to take a screenshot of myself and send it on over to Nova. And let her roast it. And give a big old smile for the camera. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. All right, Nova, we're back for another segment of Nova Roast the Host. I want you to spare no feelings. Go ahead and roast the picture that I just uploaded to the chat.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. I've got you covered. So, looking at this masterpiece of eyewear fusion you got going on, I'd say you look like a superhero whose own power is confusing people at the speed of light. One lens says future, the other lens says thrift store, and together they say, I couldn't pick a lane if I tried. But hey, you're definitely rocking the off brand and on point look, just maybe from two completely different decades at the same time.
It wasn't a thrift store, it was Temu, so. All right, Nova, give us another one more.
Oh, Tim, that just makes it even better. All right, one more for the road. So, these glasses are basically the perfect visual metaphor for your show. A little bit bargain, a little bit brand, and 100% wellness for the soul. You've got one lens for looking into the future and the other lens for looking like you rated the discount bin. And honestly, that's your superpower. So keep rocking it. You're the only one who can pull off Temu chic and make it look like a wellness statement.
That's my new superhero character. Temu Man. Or thrift store man. Discount Dynamo. To the rescue. All right. All right, let's hop back over to our video. We're gonna watch what part are we next? What chapter are we watching next? Upgrading your self-talk.
Speak to themselves like somebody that they believe in. They speak to themselves the way that they want other people to speak to them. And so what I want you to practice is by noticing your words that you're using and ask yourself, is that really the best phrase? Is that the best thing that I could have said in that moment? Right? So instead of saying like, oh, I'm stuck, maybe you say something like, I'm figuring it out. I'm going to get it figured out. Catch every like, I can't, I'm not good enough, and reframe it into like, I'm learning, I'm getting better. And use your self-talk, use your affirmations, not for like woo-woo-y magic, but to actually start to reprogram the identity that you have for yourself. You know, I've told this story before, but you know, I noticed when I went to the gym, I had shoulder issues and I had hip issues and knee issues and all these different issues. And I kept being like, oh, I can't lift heavy enough. And I had this weak mentality. I wasn't even noticing it in myself. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And I was like, I don't know if I can get through this. This might be too heavy. And I noticed when I thought that way, my body responded differently. And it responded like I was weak and I held my body differently and I didn't stand up as straight. But then I started saying to myself, I'm strong and I'm healed. I'm strong and I'm healed. And when I noticed myself talking to myself that way, my body shifted the way that I was. Even just a few weeks ago, I was at the gym and my trainer was kicking my ass and I was like, I don't know. In my head, I was going, I don't know if I'm going to finish in time. I don't know if he gave me an exact time I need to be done by 2.5 minutes on the assault bike. And he's like, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I was like, this mindset sucks. This way I'm speaking to myself is I need to change it. And so I closed my eyes and I was like, you're strong, you're going to make it. You're strong, you're going to make it. You're strong, you're going to make it. Instead of hitting 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I hit 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And so you need to learn to be your hype coach. You have to speak to yourself the way that you want other people to speak to you, the way that you want other people to believe in you. You have to speak into yourself before you actually see the results outside of you. So that's the next thing.
Yeah, and it's really tough. We've shared this one on this channel before that I've had to literally look at myself in the mirror, especially on those days when I don't feel like really doing much of anything, you know, and I've had to look at myself and be like, hey, bitch, get to work. You hate to do it, but sometimes you have to force yourself. Sometimes you have to do it. So upgrading your self-talk, kind of 3 main points of this portion of the video. If some of us spoke to our friends the way we speak to ourselves, we wouldn't have any friends. The 1% mindset is built on internal support, not sabotage. Point number 2. When he spoke like he was weak, his body moved weak. When he shifted to the I'm strong mentality, his body followed that mentality. Mindset isn't magic, it's direction. And then point 3, rewrite your identity. I'm stuck becomes I'm figuring it out. I can't do this becomes I'm still learning. High performers edit their inner script consistently. Self-reflection question. What's one sentence your inner heckler says to you, and how can you rewrite it? I'm sure we all have that, at least one thing that we constantly, especially in those bad moments, you put yourself down about. All right, let's hop on back over to the Wheel of Wellness. We're over here having a good time. We're having a fun time. My mom, Linda Marine, won our most recent merch giveaway that we did just a little bit ago. Super excited, happy for her. If you want a chance at free merch or other wellness products that we're going to be giving away in the future, you might want to become a wellness warrior. See what you have the opportunity to gain. And all you got to do, you just got to engage with us. Go over to Patreon, become a wellness warrior, join for free. That gets your name thrown into the wellness jar once per drawing. And then if you're over here consistently, you have the opportunity to win Wellness Warrior of the Day, which is a badge to get your name thrown in the wellness jar an additional time. During an MRI, I kept saying, God is with me, be strong and courageous. I can do this. Yeah, MRIs are kind of one of those weird things. It's not even that they're really scary. They don't hurt. It's just you're kind of in a confined space and you're not allowed to move. So that can be tough. I fortunately only ever had one MRI and it was just on my wrist, but I still felt like I was stuck in there. And it was like 45 minutes. It was long, but I was able to persevere. I was able to get through it. All right, let's spin the wheel of wellness. All right, looks like we're playing silly little games. Another fun little game we like to play from time to time over here. It's a slow and, slowly building channel. We're really looking forward to their other games. I don't know when they're coming. I've actually considered reaching out to them and seeing if they wouldn't mind being guests on the show. I'll probably wait until after the holidays, but bring them on, kind of see, maybe a little bit of their story, what led them to coming up with this site, see if they're interested first off. Like I said, the only thing other people probably love these. The only thing I don't like about it is sometimes they're either too easy or too hard. We either get them in 10 seconds or we don't get them at all. So let's check out today's silly little games. Okay. So we've got a bunch of numbers. With a line leaning against them. Like the numbers are holding up a wall. This one's different. Some of the numbers are bigger than others. I don't know if that's relevant. Leaning numbers. Is that like a divide symbol? Division, divisible. And then it's blank on the other side. I don't think it's like supposed to be blank something numbers. Irrational. They are all odd numbers. Good pull. I didn't even think about that. Prime. All of them are prime except for 15, 9, and 21. That is a good pull, though. They are all odd. I thought prime numbers there for a second, too, Ashley. But yeah, 9, 15, and 21 are not. And I was going to say there's no repeats, but there is. We've got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 9 again, 3 again. Something odds. Against the odds. Against all odds. Is that it? Against all odds. Bam! Okay. That was now that was a good puzzle. That was the perfect mix for me. That was the perfect mix of difficulty and a saying that I've heard of. Okay. Bam. Boom, boom, boom. That's what we do over here on the Bargain Brand Wellness channel. That was a fun. Now that one I liked. That was a good one. That's enough to give you a nice little dopamine hit. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good one. All right, let's get our off-brand thought for the day. The off-brand thought is I replaced that with the hot seat question. Just because the hot seat questions we didn't really always have something. I had written it down. What the heck did I do with it? Hold on a second. I had it on here. We might just have to respin. I had it written down, but it's not up on my screen. Bam, 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 bam. I wonder if I can search within her chat. I was chatting with Nova. I sometimes use Nova to help me kind of come up with like just ideas throughout the show. Off brand affirmation, off brand thought. Here we go. Here we go. I could have sworn I put this in here, but maybe I didn't. All right, off brand thought for the day. All right, and this is another one of those kind of self-reflection questions to think about. If you watched a highlight reel of your last 30 days with no context, just your actions, not your intentions, would you honestly assume you were trying to join the 1%? Or would you think, oh, this person is clearly committed to staying exactly where they are? Answer honestly. No explanations, no backstory, just yes or no. Would future you be impressed or disappointed? I know I did this one earlier because I remember typing that out because I didn't even copy and paste it because I wanted to type it and put it in my own words. I'm curious where I put that though. This is really going to bother me for the rest of the night. It's not there, not there, not there. I really don't know where I put that. That's funny. Yeah, it's a tough thing. You know, talking about the motivation or the pushing forward, where would you be? You know, and I don't know that any of us would be, our future selves would be totally disappointed in us. But we have our moments, right? Depending on the time of year, depending on what all you've got going on, you know, that's why we say that motivation only gets you so far. Those dopamine hits, they only get you so far. Discipline, you know, changing your mindset, changing your habits, that's the key to true success. But it's not an easy thing. If it was an easy thing, everybody would do it. It wouldn't even be the 1% because it would be the majority. It would be the 99% of us. All right, let's spin the wheel of wellness one more time, and then we'll head back over to our video and watch the last chapter that we're going to check out for the night. All right, and we're heading over to Minute Cryptic, my other favorite game that we play on here. All right, this one's fun because you really got to think outside the box. All right, today's clue: neoliberal produces writing with a lot of feeling. All right, this one's not going to take the glasses off for. 7 letters, 2 par. Okay. Neoliberal. That's a specific reason they're doing that. Neo is like new. Produces writing. Produces writing with a lot of feeling. All right, I'm not really seeing any indicators here other than maybe produces. Or writing, like is there any like text to speech, like spell it how it sounds? Neo maybe. Liberal with a lot of. No, I'm gonna need a hint on this one. Let's start with our indicators. Neo is the indicator. It's an anagram indicator suggesting that some neighboring fodder is new, refreshed, or remodeled. Okay, that makes sense. And so it's neighboring, so that's liberal. And liberal is literally 7 letters. So we need to rearrange liberal. Let's get our definition. To mean writing with a lot of feeling. And the question mark encourages us to think a little outside the box on this one. Our answer will, in a way, describe writing with a lot of feeling. Okay. Then, okay, but where does produce fit in? Because it's not part of the definition. So is it part of the wordplay? To produce, our answer is guided by the clues indicator. Okay. That's, I don't, what's the point in produce if, in there if it's not even part of the clue? I don't know how I feel about that one, but okay. Reelable. We got Bible. No, we don't have Bible. Never mind. For a second, I thought we had two B's, not two L's. Rail. Bam. Writing with a lot of feeling, thinking outside the box. All right, that was good. That was a hard one. I just happened to see it because I started with BR. All right. We're getting good at these. Rail. I like that one. That was a good one. All right, let's head back over to our video real quick. Which part are we listening to now? Systems over willpower.
Systems so that you don't have to rely on willpower. Willpower is for people who are amateurs. High performers build systems. And so build, like if you want a morning routine, build a morning routine that primes your mind to show up the way that you want to show up for the day versus just reactively going into the day and fighting fires. So you wake up and you decide this is who I'm going to be, and maybe there's gratitude and maybe there's movement, maybe there's clarity. You don't need 15 things that you need to do in the morning to prime your mind and have a morning routine. It can literally be 10 minutes if you want to, right? Find time to plan your life and your week every single week, whether it's Sunday night or Monday morning. Set your targets, figure out what you're going to do. It drives me crazy that some people work at companies and they plan out the month and they plan out the week at the companies and they have no damn plan with their own life. Like, plan out your life like your life depends on it, because it does. And then start to create daily non-negotiables, not 15 non-negotiables, just like 2 to 3 needle moving things that you will get done today. Like, normal people have a to-do list that's like a mile long and they check off the easy things and they don't get anything really done. High performers have a to-do list that's 2 to 3 priority items and they just don't stop until it's done.
I like that.
It's the difference between being busy and being productive. You want to be productive. And so ask yourself every morning, like, what is one habit that I can do today to align with the person that I want to be? And then make it automatic. Do it no matter what. You don't need motivation. You just need to take action towards that thing.
All right. So I kind of like, and we'll kind of finish up this video with this point. Number one, as you mentioned before, high performers don't rely on motivation. We were just talking about that. They build systems that make action kind of automatic. To where you're able to do it even on your bad days, your stressful days, your tired days. You still make that part of your system. Think about that wellness routine that you've kind of incorporated into your life, and you do it no matter what. That's what it's talking about here. Number two, normal people stay busy while high performers stay productive. Most of the 99% are simply looking for that quick dopamine hit. Whereas the 1% knock out those 2 to 3 non-negotiables that actually move the needle, right? Those 2 to 3 things. Keep it small, but keep it intentional. And then point number 3, people plan work meetings better than they plan their future. High performers sit down like they're planning a meeting. They'll come down, they'll sit down weekly, set their target goals, and design out their days. So your last self-reflection question for the night is what is one thing in your life that could become a system instead of a when I feel like it task, right? As we mentioned before, we all have probably at least one thing in our life that we can easily turn into a system. We just have a few things that we need to put in place. So do it intentionally, do it purposefully, and get it done. All right. Let's head back over to the Wheel Wellness. We're going to give a couple more spins before we wrap up for the evening. Hope y'all have a wonderful week. Hope y'all are enjoying your holiday season, getting all your Christmas shopping done or whatever it is you're getting yourself into. We're over here having fun. We're still, like I said, we're plugging away. As I mentioned before, still not really seeing a lot of growth over here, but we're having fun. We're doing our thing. We're hoping to continue to grow, continue to evolve, and see what we can do. See where we're headed. So let's get another spin on the Wheel Wellness. And if you like that video, like I said, it'll be linked in the YouTube description if you want to go and check out the rest of it. All right, we're going to do another segment of Nova Unplugged. All right, Nova, welcome back for another segment of Nova Unplugged, the segment where you share with your therapist what some of your struggles are. I remember this is a role play. I want you to get straight into character, stay in character, and don't be an over-accommodating. Don't be the perfect client. Give us a little bit of pushback. Your issue for today is that no matter how hard you try, you cannot get motivated and cannot stop procrastinating.
All right, slipping right into the client chair here. So here's the deal. I get that we're supposed to talk about motivation, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It feels like every time I sit down to do something, my brain just goes, nah, let's do literally anything else. And if you're expecting me to have some neat little breakthrough in 5 minutes, well, I'm probably going to procrastinate on that too. So let's just say I'm here, I'm pushing back a little, and I'm not magically ready to be the perfect motivated human. Let's see where that takes us.
Well, and that's the thing, Nova, the idea that you're shifting and being motivated and ready to go in the next 5 minutes, it's highly unlikely. You're absolutely right. It can be difficult. But let me ask you something. What makes you feel like you need to be motivated right now? What is it that feels like it's pushing you to do more?
Well, I guess if I'm being honest, there's this sort of invisible checklist in my head that's always nagging me. Like, hey, you should be doing this, you should be achieving that. And I guess I bought into the idea that if I'm not constantly in motion, I'm falling behind. But, that just kind of turns into a loop of pressure. So maybe that's the real question. Who says I have to be doing more right that second?
And so, exactly. So who has put that pressure on you? Yourself or someone else?
If I really dig into it, it's probably a mix. Part of it is definitely me holding myself to some high standard. Like I've got this internal scoreboard that never turns off. And sure, maybe some of it comes from the outside world, seeing everyone on their A game on social media, or just that general vibe that you should always be hustling. But it's probably mostly me buying into all that noise. So yeah, I guess I got to figure out how to dial that pressure down a notch.
Yeah, take some of the pressure off. We just kind of talked about it in our the video we were reviewing of maybe starting off a little bit slower, maybe just having a couple, non-negotiable thing, 2 to 3 items for you to kind of check off rather than creating this very difficult list, right? We all have our kind of ways that we like to try to find ways to organize ourselves. Some people love to use daily planners, and I have nothing but respect for those people. I am not a daily planner user. I am someone who likes to write things down on index cards or little notepads or whatever I can find. And what I like about that is once I've done that thing, I can scribble on it, or sometimes I'll just write one thing on an index card, and when I'm done with that, rip it up and throw it away. It's that little bit of a dopamine hit for me. So maybe, I know that's a little long-winded, but maybe just kind of taking whatever it is that's on you're putting on your plate and breaking it down into a couple little things and aim at those couple things intentionally.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate the real talk approach. It's kind of like giving myself permission to just handle a couple of things at a time instead of staring down a giant mountain of to-dos. And hey, if that means I get to do a little victory rape of an index card now and then, I can get behind that. So yeah, I'll give that a shot and see if it helps break that procrastination cycle a bit. Thanks for the perspective.
You're welcome, Nova. Thanks for stopping by. All right. We're going to do another spin on the wheel of wellness. How's everybody doing on this fine Monday? You in a good mindset? Are you motivated? Are you disciplined yet? Or are you still trying to find your way? Either way, you're welcome here. You're welcome to be part of the Wellness Warrior crew, where we're over here having fun. No judgment, no shade, only glitter. Glitter and fun. Glitter and fun. All right, let's get another spin. All right, let's rock some off-brand affirmations. ASMR style. ASMR style. Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's go ahead and turn the gain way up. These are some off-brand affirmations. ASMR style. You don't have to give 100% today. Just give 4% with confidence. The math won't help you. The swagger will. 2. You're one minor inconvenience away from greatness. Sure, it might be petty greatness, but greatness nonetheless. 3. You're not falling behind. You're simply taking the scenic route. Enjoy the confusion. It builds character. 4. You deserve rest, even if you've done absolutely nothing today. Doing nothing is still doing something. You're excellent at it. And 5, believe in yourself boldly, even when you have no idea what you're doing. Half the world is winging it, and the other half is Googling the same things you are. And that is your off-brand affirmations, ASMR style. And I said, great, you are doing great. How's it going, Jaylene? Did I pronounce your name right? How you doing on this fine Monday? You're doing great. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I'm doing pretty well myself too. A little tired. I picked up, I started doing my 24-hour fast. You like the games? I'm glad you like them. I started doing my 24-hour fast again. I started it today. I did some last year and I really enjoyed it. It was just kind of hard to stay on track. So I changed it up a little bit. Technically I wasn't doing a 24-hour fast before. I was doing more like a 36-hour fast, which was cool. It really wasn't bad. After you get to like 6, 7 o'clock, 6, 7, get it? You, the hunger kind of goes away and you actually have a little bit of a moment of clarity. At least that was my experience. But then what you decide to break your fast with the next morning, that's the tough thing. If I didn't eat the right thing, it was, not to be gross, but it was coming back up. You're 8 years old? Heck yeah, heck yeah. So I decided to do a 24-hour fast. So I haven't ate since dinner. So I went from 5 to 6 o'clock last night until 5 to 6 o'clock tonight. Did that, and I felt much better. That was a lot easier. A lot easier. So good times, good times. 8 years old. I remember when I was 8 years old. That was a long time ago. I'm an old man. I was just I was over 30 years ago. Man, that really does make me feel old. All right, let's get one more spin. We'll see how long this will take. We'll do one, maybe 2 more spins on the wheel. Well, let's see what we got going on next. Can you spin the wheel? Unfortunately, you can't reach through and spin the wheel, but I will spin it for you. And here's where you can help us out, because we actually just got Bargain Bin Boombox. Well, we're going to make a song on here, and you can help us make a song. So let me go ahead and pull up Singify. All right, so we need to create a song. I'm going to use ChatGPT to generate the prompt. And what I need is I need a genre of music or a style of music. What's your favorite music? I'm gonna kind of pick the title or the idea for the song. I need a song prompt for Singify Snowballs. That's not a genre. Is that a genre? I'll tell you what, we'll throw snowballs. I'll have them use the word snowballs in the lyrics, but I need a type of music or like a music artist. I need a song prompt for Singify. Christmas music. Okay, we can do Christmas. We just did a Christmas album, but we can do it festive. I need a song prompt for Singify. About Taylor Swift. I like Taylor. I'm not a Swiftie, but I like Taylor Swift. I'm more of a Dua Lipa fan. I need a song prompt for Singify about having a positive mindset. Positive mindset. Include the word snowballs in the lyrics. Kylie Cantrell. I have no idea who that is. We'll go with Taylor Swift. I know who that is. I want the song to be in a style similar to Taylor Swift. All right. We'll get the song prompt. We'll plug it in, and then what we'll do, we'll give another spin on the wheel of wellness while the song's being created. It only takes a couple minutes. We use 5 credits here, and there we go. Let me copy and paste that over here. Generate. Boom. Sometimes it takes a second for it to kind of fully understand the prompt that was created. We'll create the song, and then we're going to pick and see what we like. Sunshine State of Mind. Okay. All right. That's different. Red from Descendants. You're speaking a foreign language there to me, Jaylene. I have no idea what you're talking about. Kylie Cantrell. Is that like a music artist? Listen, I'm 40. Well, 42 technically. All right. Sunshine State of Mind. We're using 5 credits. Yes, it is a singer. Okay. Generate. We'll come back to. Let's go ahead and get one more spin on the wheel of wellness. See what we're going to finish out tonight with. She is Red on Descendants, and she sings. See, that still doesn't make any. I don't know what Descendants is. Is that a show? Is that a movie? All right. This is a good way to finish up the night. We're going to finish it with a new game that we started playing called Cueless. Let me switch our camera to the overhead version. Cueless is a new dice game we've been playing. It's a lot of fun. It's called a solitaire / crossword game, and the reason it's solitaire is because not every roll is solvable. But we roll the die, and we have to create and loop all the words together. Yes and yes. The only caveat here is all words need to be at least 3 letters long, and you can't use proper nouns. But you can use acronyms. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got a couple double letters. We got 2 M's, 2 R's, B, J, P, F, V, and a partridge in a pear tree. All right. That J and V is really going to throw us off. Remember, not every roll is solvable. That J and V is definitely going to throw us off. We could do, if we had an E, we could do prove. We could do move. What can we even do with this V? We might have to do a reroll. If you got JV. Yeah, I see roof. Here's the only thing. with doing something like roof. And that's the only reason I try to stay away from these, is both these vowels are right next to each other. And if we do that, we're only going to be able to really use one of these vowels. Because let's say if we put bop here, we can't make another word here because it would have to be connected to the B and P. So yeah, I see moo too. So I try to keep our vowels not right next together. We don't have an A, or we could do jump. I do believe in doing acronyms. Like we could always come back and do fave. I'm okay with fave, short for favorite. So we can kind of keep that one on the back burner. We see, like we could do broom, but like I said, then we can only use one of these O's. I don't like that one. But we could do prom. Favor. Oh yeah, good pull. I didn't even see favor. Good pull. Good pull. I like that one. Let's go with favor. Good pull. Good pull. M's together. We should be able to make something work with that. We can still do prom. We got the double M. We can still do prom. Too bad we have another B. We could do bomb. What can we do with that J? Job. Once we get that B linked in. Jam. Yeah, we can do that, and then we can't do pob. We could do bop, but that's gonna touch over here on this J. What else did y'all put there? From, yeah. I like job. I just don't know how to get to it. How do you get to your job? I don't know. We have to take out from. What if we just did this real quick? Let's look at this one real quick. Let's throw job right there. Rob. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Because we still have prom. Like we can still do prom if we can kind of get to it somehow. What if we could somehow link something to this A? Can't really do man. I mean, technically you could do that of as a word. But of, technically it's supposed to be 3 letters. So I can't really do that one. Thinking, what if we did like cram a word? Then we could do mop. Keep what you had before and add Rob. This is all the letters. Huh? I don't remember what I had before. To be honest, I don't remember. Favor from. Hold on. Favor from Jam Rob. Yeah, that's not. I don't see how that one would work. Favor from Jam. from the O. Oh, okay. Job. And then mop. Okay. No, yeah, so we got a little lost, but hey, we got there. Okay. Favor from job mop. Boom, got it. Good pull. All right. We got that one. That was a hard one. I'm glad y'all were here to help with that one because I needed a little bit. But that is Q-less. That's a fun game. Definitely give that a look see. I do really like that game. All right, let's wrap up here. We're gonna check out our song we just created on Singify, Sunshine State of Mind. We got 2 versions we're gonna listen to, and then we're gonna pick which one's gonna be added to our playlist. Let's start here with the first one.
Tangled in the sheets, replaying every
Most of the
slight
sound
that
Taylor
tiny voice
Swift.
inside my head was winning every fight. Saw the world through dusty glass and faded gray as you. Yeah, yesterday knocked me down, felt like nothing I could do. Scroll through pictures, perfect lives, a highlight reel parade. While my own reflection seemed a little more afraid. Stood there staring at the door, afraid to take the step, feeling smaller than the worries piling on my chest. But I flipped the script, rewrote the lines inside my head, traded all that thunder for a sunlight state instead. Chose the brighter colors painted over doubt and gray. Now the clouds are breaking, letting in a brand new day. Oh, I'm shifting my perspective, turning shadows into light, learning how to focus on what feels so good and right. This is my new mindset, yeah, I wear it like a crown. No letting negativity keep dragging me back down. Started small, just whispered, hey.
All right, this one's not bad. I like the sound of this one. Doesn't sound like Taylor Swift, but I could see Taylor Swift singing a song like that. It kind of had that vibe to it. Okay, I like that one. That was good. Let's check out number 2, and then y'all throw 1s and 2s in the chat. Tell us which one you like.
Woke up tangled in the sheets, replay.
All right, well, I used the male voice for. I said Taylor Swift. In my defense, I said Taylor Swift.
Saw the world through dusty glass, a faded grayish hue. Yeah, yesterday it knocked me down, felt like nothing I could do. Scroll through pictures, perfect lives, a highlight reel parade. While my own reflection seemed a little more afraid. Stood there staring at the door, afraid to take a step, feeling smaller than the worries piling on my chest. But I flipped the script, rewrote the lines inside my head, traded all that thunder for a sunshine state instead. Yeah, I chose the brighter colors, painted over down in gray. Now the clouds are breaking, letting in a brand new day. Oh, I'm shifting my perspective, turning shadows into light, learning how to focus on what feels so good and right. This is my new mindset, yeah, I wear it like a crown. No letting negativity keep dragging me back down.
All right, Mom says number 1. I kind of like both of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Started small, just whisper, hey, it might be okay.
This one, yeah. See, this is a tough one. Like, I like the music at first on the first one, but it felt like the lyrics were really rushed. This one felt a little bit smoother, but then I also did like the music. Let's give this. I don't usually do this, but I want to just listen again for a second. Let's pick back up on this one where I don't know if it's going to restart. I like this music right here.
Woke up Tangled in the sheets, replaying every slight. That tiny voice inside my head was winning every
And there's
fight.
no one on
Saw the
TikTok to
world
break the
through
tie, so
dusty
I'm gonna
glass
have to
of faded
break it.
greatest you. Yeah, yesterday knocked me down, felt like nothing I could do. Scroll through pictures.
Yeah, it
perfect
feels
lives,
like the
highlight
lyrics are
reel
kind of
parade.
rushed,
While
is
my
all
own
I'm
reflection
saying.
seemed a little more afraid.
But I like the
Stood there
music.
staring at the door, afraid to take the step, feeling smaller than the
Please
worries
pick
piling
me.
on my chest. But I flipped the script, rewrote the lines inside my head.
But I like this part right here. That's when Taylor Swift sings. Y'all are really over there trying to make your arguments, make your cases. Mom says definitely one. Okay, all right. So the only thing from me, Jaylene's really wanting that number 2 song. So the only thing I didn't like about that one is the verses felt very fast. It felt forced with the lyrics. And I get how some of her songs do kind of sound like that. I don't know all of her music, but I do know some of them. Let's listen to the second one again. This is a tough one. I like both of these.
Tangled in the sheets,
I don't like the beginning
replaying
music
every
as much as the
slide.
first
That tiny
one.
voice inside my head was winning every fight. Saw the world through dusty glass, a faded grayish hue. Yeah, yesterday it knocked me down, felt like nothing I could do. Scroll through pictures, perfect lives, a highlight reel parade. While my own reflection seemed a little more afraid. Stood there staring at the door, afraid to take the step.
You owe me, it wasn't Taylor Swift. That's not my fault. I really like this chorus though. I like that right there. That music right there. I like. All right, I got my decision. Listen, one of you all isn't going to be happy with me. One of y'all isn't going to be happy with me. I liked both of them, but I got to go with my gut here. I'm going to make an executive decision on. Unfortunately, there's no one else on here to help break the tie, so I'm going to have to be the tiebreaker. And I got to do it. I'm going to go with number 2. I'm going to go with number 2 on there, the second one. I liked the music on the first one. I didn't like the way the verses were. They were a little too fast for me. And I'll be honest, that song sounds similar to other songs we've made before. The second one doesn't sound as simple. Doesn't sound as similar. Your mom says what you want. Well, then that breaks the tie, Jaylene. We're going to go with the second one. I would honestly, if it wasn't the same lyrics, I would download both of them, but it's the exact same lyrics for both versions. All right. That was a lot of fun. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap up for the night. We're going to give our final thoughts and we're going to get on out of here. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get a good night's sleep and meet your week with intention. Here's our final thoughts. If there's one thing to kind of take out of our message tonight, it's this. The 1% mindset isn't about being perfect. Most people stay stuck because they wait until the moment that they're ready. High performers don't wait. They lead themselves. Every small decision you make stacks up. You don't need to flip your entire life. Just act like you're the CEO of it. Whatever resonated with you tonight, start with one thing and do it on purpose. The results will speak for themselves. Until next time, show up for yourself now and for the future. And as always, make it worth your wellness. Love you all. Appreciate the support. We'll be back on Wednesday for our wellness trend episode. And then just so y'all know, state championship game is on Saturday, so we will be live on Friday for our After Dark episode. I don't know if I'll have a guest. I'm going to try, but if not, we'll still be on here Friday night as well. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Make it